If not, I'd like to show you what Miss Stigley, now Miss Stigley's already worked on a design. So I'd like to show it, now if you don't mind. All right. Now, Miss Stigley, this needs to be, I think, maybe a 5x7. It doesn't need to be large. Just a 5x7 where you can hold it in your hand. And as a matter of fact, something of this size here, small, where it's not cumbersome. And I think this is 5.5 by 8.5. But Ms. Stick has come up with a design here. So you may want to consider that, and we will email that to you as well. And after about 2 weeks, we get with you, take a look at it and see what adjustments we need to make there. And we'll also put this on our Facebook page where the other members that have not be here today can get in touch with you if they want to be involved.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I'd like to make a suggestion on that timeline. 2 weeks puts us at the first of the year. Yeah, and I'd probably push that out maybe 4 weeks. That puts you in the middle of January.
15.
Yeah, that way he's not pressured through the holiday season.
That's exactly right. We've got two big holidays, two of the biggest holidays coming up in there. So we'll do that, take a look at it about the middle of January. Any ideas, any suggestions, any comments on this type of format?
I think she's done a good job.
Yeah, I think yes too.
I'm sorry?
They should have a really good job.
Once we, and I was talking to Glenn about this, once we get this set in stone as far as the final copy, final draft and everything, depending on the cost of the printing, that's where we're going to probably need a sponsor. I've suggested a couple places that he could go. I think Cliff Slover.
B&P, one of them?
Yeah, Middle Tennessee Natural Gas. Did you ever get a business card from Cindy Odell when you were in the office? Probably not. I was thinking it was you that she handed one to. I know we had several.
Yes.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
That's who I'll talk to find out, and we'll find out the costs on that with her.
Okay.
And you know, it might be cheaper to, you know, that's what she did. That's where she does her printing at, is with BMP
Right,
as
yeah.
well. So
I do have that.
I thought that was you. I wasn't.
Yep.
We have so many come in the office, so I don't remember everybody.
Any other questions or comments before we go any further from this? Ms. Stevens, thank you for doing that. Nancy, you can cut the light back on if you like. One of the things that we wanted to do this week is give away some lock boxes. And these personal lock boxes keep prescriptions in. This particular type is a combination lock on it, and over 70% of those struggling with opioid abuse today get their drugs from family members and friends at no charge while you're not looking. I saw a statistic 2 weeks ago that 40% of the people that go in your house will look in your medicine cabinet. I know I have seen, we had a family member, we have a reunion over at our place, we have a lot of family members. And where we have our crossroad and across the creek is where we have everyone, and our house is over on the other side, and we missed one of our family members and her boyfriend, and I went over and they were coming from the back of the house, down the hall. I'm supposed to watch TV. So this will prevent them from getting your prescription drugs out. And it'll also sometimes start it by going and investigating. It can happen to anybody. And I'm not preaching to you, but it is not a moral failure. These drugs today are designed to get people addicted. But anyway, we're going to draw from 5 of these. We have all that over. Keith Reedy,
Wow.
Marsha Petty, Miss Eva Woodley, Miss Diane Turner. One more, please. And that's Dex says it. Thank you very much. You can pick those up as you go out. One of the things that we like to do every month is announce the coalition's events. We like for you to know what we do. And if you have any suggestions on other things that we can do to benefit the people in our community, let us know. This is what we've done since the last time that we met. On November the 20th, we attended the Rutherford County Coalition meeting. Now, along with that, what I'm going to tell you now is something that's going to happen the next meeting. I'm going to step down from being the facilitator of this meeting, and the assistant director, Thane McCardle, is going to facilitate it. And we're going to let Thane go to Rutherford County and DeKalb County to see how they facilitate their meetings, and then let him pick his own way on facilitating. So you'll have a new facilitator next month. But we attended Rutherford County Coalition meeting. On November the 21st, we had a Narcan training here for the DeKalb County Ham Operators Club. And I think there was about 14 members of that Ham Operators Club that was trained in Narcan. We attended the Lions Club Thanks for Giving. The Lions Club meeting, every year around Thanksgiving has a Thanks for Giving, which acknowledges folks in the community that serve the community. And I think Director Sisson, I think some of your folks were at that. They were recognized. And I don't know who all else, but we recognize Thane and what he's doing for our community as well. Volunteered for On My Own projects. We are fortunate enough to be with partner up with the 4-H, and this is an amazing program. If any of you have not ever seen these eighth graders, and I'm going to take just a minute and to tell you what On My Own is. Each one of the students, they pick out a profession for them. Tells them if they're married, if they have children or whatever, and gives them a budget to go by for a month. Then they have hours worth the car lot. You have a grocery store, you have a mall, you have a bank, you have to buy a house, and all these different areas, and they have to manage that money at each one of these stations. And when they tell them that it's time to go, then most of the guys come to the car lot first. We can relate to that, can't we? And they buy a nice car. Then they have to go around to these other areas to spend that money and balance the money and budget that money on it. And then, toward the end of it, they come back to the car lot with their tails tucked between their legs and they turn their car back in because they can't afford it. And then I have to tell them, I'd love to take this back at full price, but it's a used car now, and I can't give you. But what an experience for them. What an experience for them. And the 4-H should be applauded for putting something like that together in our schools. Really, we should have an advanced class, but maybe in the junior year or senior year. But that is so great. If you ever have an opportunity to work that, that's great.
We're always looking for volunteers, so it is 10 different stations, and what Mr. Seekley said, so they overnight have become 26 years old, and so the counselors at the schools work with them, and they figure out by personality test what their career idea would be, and then they are in that specific category based on if they're a helper, then they may be a teacher or a counselor or something like that. If they're science oriented, they may be an engineer or something like math oriented. So it really is based on what they're interested in, and then some of these schools allow them to choose, you know, where do you think you would be when you're 26 years old? Do you think you'll be married with children? And so they're able to pick all of that. And so it's interesting. I worked, because Miss Eva wasn't able to be there one of the days, and so they normally work the daycare part of it, because we try to pull professionals in that are, like the bank actually comes and they work the bank station, and so we have, like the electric company will work the electric station, and so some of those, but they said, now I know that I don't need to have 3 kids by the time I'm 26 years old, so it's really eye-opening for some of them, and we have done an advanced at the high school level, where one of the simulations they come in and they just have themselves to take care of, and they have that specific salary, and then overnight, so the next day they go through it again, but they've inherited a family, and so they have that same salary that they have to then manage for a whole family, and they don't realize how much groceries are, and so they'll come to that stop and they'll tell them, they're like, there's no way my parents spend this much money. I'm like, you have no idea. so it's very eye-opening for 8th graders.
That's a very, very good program, and it's a reality check for them.
Yes.
And it really opens their eyes.
What time of year is it usually done?
What?
Time of year is it usually done?
And we do that in December. So it is typically the first week in December. And so we are always looking for volunteers. And so we actually just implemented that program. And so we do it at we do 3 different schools. And so the other 3 elementary schools we have it at Westside, Woodland, and Woodbury Grammar. So our 3 larger schools and the 3 smaller schools, you know, transport in. And so that way all of the 8th graders have had this program. By the time they have to choose their career path in 9th grade, they have went through this program so they can kind of have an idea on what they would like to do as they get older.
On December the 5th, we attended the Power Putnam Coalition meeting. On December the 7th, if you were at the parade, you saw us marching in the parade. And in addition to that, Ms. Stickney and I are currently attending a 6-week course, college level course, called Understanding Addiction. And it's been conducted at the Isby Institute of the Woodbury Church of Christ. So it's by Cindy Sadler Bush. Some of you may know her, but she has a passion for helping folks in addiction, and she's actually teaching that class. That's what we have done thus far this month, and I'd like to announce that the Rutherford County Coalition meeting is December the 18th at 3 p.m. And on December the 19th, Coffee County's coalition is at 12 p.m. And our next meeting would be January the 9th at 11 o'clock right here at Woodbury Lions Club building. And I appreciate so much, each of you being here. And I want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and I hope it's a safe one. And next year, 2020, I think is going to be a great year for this county because this coalition is catching on, and people are beginning to believe in it. They believe that it's coming up, and it's not going away. It's not going away. We're here to help our community, and we're going to do that through folks like you, Ed, and we appreciate that so much. Yes, sir.
I have one thing I'd like to add on to that. So you guys are on fire. It's great to see this great thing that the changes are doing. But I want to let you know how lucky you are. Such a driven individual such as Glenn is driving this boat and trying to get this ball rolling, and then things stepping up. You guys have really been blessed with a great director. And I think he deserves a round of applause. That's going to make this
Thank you for the kind words. All we can do is all we can do, but with enough, we don't need a few people to do a lot. We need a lot of people to do a little. And when you do that, then you get community level change, and that's what this is. It's a community level change. The federal government and the state has found out that they can't solve the substance abuse problem in this country. They can't do it. That's the reason they're funding resources back in to coalitions. Let me say this right quick before we adjourn. Ms. Stinson and I, first part of October, went to the statewide opioid crisis. What was that vision? Summit. And they said the bottom line to it, those areas that are getting results was the education and law enforcement coming together with the community. Those three right there, those three elements is what solves this problem. Education, law enforcement, and community. And they said the best tool to get that done is through a coalition. You have one. You have one. Thank you very much. We stand adjourned. Merry Christmas to all of you. And don't forget your lock box.